Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Nina. I work with the Tulane Alumni Career and Professional Development Office, and this is my colleague Teal, who I'm sure you guys have seen before on some of these
Oh,
webinars. But just a few housekeeping things before I hand things off to Teal. So please introduce yourselves in the chat. Always nice to know just kind of like where people are joining from and who they are, etc. But this session is being recorded and it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. I will drop that link in the chat in a second. We have over like 70 past sessions recorded and uploaded there. And if you'd like to be notified of when new recordings are uploaded, you can subscribe to our channel. So yeah, I'll put that in the chat in a bit. But today's session is specifically about Tulane's new job board, CareerShift.
mhm.
So if you have any questions throughout, you can put them in the chat or you can just send them to me directly and then we'll circle back to them at the end. Teal is kind of going to run this and do a little walkthrough of the whole career shift situation. And yeah, that's about it. That's my little intro. So I'm going to hand things off to Teal. Thanks, everybody.
Appreciate you, Nina. Thank you so much. Y'all, Nina is the best. She is amazing. So please cherish her and protect her. Like she said, I'll be going over career shift. I will get my screen shared here and we will get started. Okay. Everybody see my screen? We all good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, y'all. So this is Career Shift. So Career Shift is essentially a great way to obviously look for jobs, find jobs. But I think it serves dual roles as being able to look for jobs, but also being able to network and do research. I think a lot of people at face value say, I only want to use it to look for jobs. I think you can do that, but if you only use it to look for jobs, I don't think you're really utilizing this great resource for really what it is. So this is the home screen. I don't know if anyone has already made an account, and if you are, you can just kind of go through it with me. But this is what it looks like. As you can see, I've got one company saved, 14 contacts, 7 jobs. I've done this a lot, just trying to be able to teach alumni how to save different opportunities, contacts, companies, things like that. So the very first thing I just want to show y'all is this is what it looks like when you first log in. There's a welcome to your career shift account video, as you can see. I want to draw y'all attention to careers with the most openings. So this pulls directly from the U.S. Department of Labor. So you don't have to guess, you don't have to question, you don't have to worry. Is this legit? I'm not really sure. Yes, this is straight from the source. So if you click on this, it's going to bring you here. Now, this is through Career One Stop, your source for career exploration, training, and jobs. So I highly recommend that y'all use these filters over here. So as you can see, they filter these by highest paying careers, fastest growing careers, careers with declining employment, careers with largest employment, and careers with the most opening. Currently, this is where I'm at, careers with the most openings. If you are still trying to figure out your career path and you say, I have such and such skills. I don't really know what's out there. I think that this could be a beneficial way for y'all to understand, like, oh, this career has the most openings, and it just so happened that this career is in alignment with my skill set, or this is the same career that I'm currently pursuing. Also, careers with the largest employment. You see home health and personal care aides, retail salespersons, fast food and counter workers, registered nurses, cashiers, laborers, all of these things. And so I'm going to click on home health and personal care aides. And as y'all can see, like you can search by occupation, appraisers, social workers, health specialists, teachers, post-secondary. Like, I mean, it really breaks it down. To where like if you click on any one of these, it's going to bring you here. Now, for the sake of this example, I'm using home health aides. There's also a video, which I definitely appreciate because sometimes just having words and transcripts is good. But if y'all like me, I like to watch videos. It helps me learn. It has a description, right? What do they do? Also known as these titles are interchangeable and can be known as these as well. So the projected employment in the USA of 2024, 4,374,700. 2034, it's supposed to go up to 5 million. As y'all can see, that's a 17% change, right? So the annual projected job openings is going to be 765,800. I really like this tool because at the end of the day, we haven't even started searching yet, and it's giving you the resources so you can do the research yourself. I highly recommend y'all, if y'all are still at this phase trying to figure it out, please use this. And another piece of advice is go through all of this. Listen, education and experience to get started. If you're like, well, I'm not really sure, like, is my bachelor's degree going to be enough? Is my associate's going to be enough? This is going to let you know the typical education certification so you can show your skills. Like, do you need licenses? Some states require them, some don't. And as you can see, the educational level is here where if you have a high school diploma or equivalent of a GED or anything, this is going to be more than enough. The knowledge, activities, skills, abilities, and I think something that's very beneficial is going to be related occupations. And then last but certainly not least, you can download this information. So if you say, okay, there are maybe 3 or 4 career paths that I'm thinking about, and you don't want to have to always come on CareerShift, you can definitely download this. I would highly recommend that y'all do. This is just something to kind of get the blood pumping, get the blood flowing. Like if I was y'all, if you are at this kind of part of your process to where you are very unsure and you like, I think this is going to be good for y'all. And my biggest piece of advice is take what you need and leave the rest. Maybe for, let me see, Cindy, right? Maybe Cindy needs only the search feature on here, whereas Cheryl may need the research feature and being able to look for jobs. So I would highly recommend that depending on how you want to utilize this resource, that you actually kind of get a feel for it, play around with it, and just really get acclimated. So really, the creme de la creme and the meat and potatoes of CareerShift is going to be obviously searching for jobs. So for the sake of this, we're going to go over here to jobs and then we're just going to search. So I will recommend that y'all search by area and you do advanced searches because this is really going to give you what you need. So let's just start with finance, right? So we'll just go finance and then let's go in the USA. We'll go, let's go Florida. We won't do any specific region or city, but you can do a zip radius if you know really where you want to work at. Salary estimates, experience level, entry, mid, senior level. I really recommend y'all use these because, right, if you are an entry level person and you don't really filter this, it may show you mid level and senior level positions. So I'm gonna go mid level and publish within 30 days. The great thing about CareerShift is this is the longest that jobs are gonna sit on here is 30 days. So I know a lot of other resources like whether you're using Indeed or you're using LinkedIn, like I do like those other resources, but CareerShift is just a completely different animal to where it automatically filters out the old jobs. So let's say I only want to look for jobs in the last 7 days that has been posted. Job source, we're going to go to all websites. We don't want to limit ourselves. We want everything that's going to help us. You can sort by relevance, date. I usually just leave that blank. And then you can check to filter H-1B visa sponsorships if that's what y'all need. And one of the more important is search remote and work from home jobs. If y'all are working from home, this is going to be a game changer because if you only want jobs that you can work from home or you have a hybrid kind of dual role of maybe 2 days in the office, 3 days off, or vice versa, this definitely helps. And so now I'm going to search. And as you see, it's going to give us a finance director. So if you click on view job description, this is pretty standard, right? Nothing out of the ordinary. It just tells you where it is. It's going to be in Florida, financial director. And then it even gives you the source of Indeed, just in case you want to go back and check. But one thing CareerShift is really great about is being very trustworthy when it comes to citing its source. You can just scroll down and really see what they want, who they want, and essentially how they want it. Always remember when you are applying to essentially tailor your resume to the job description that's going to give you the best chance of getting seen and getting an interview. So now, this is where I feel like career shift really shines. So let's say I find this job and maybe my organization is not what it needs to be. Career shift just flexes its muscle with organization because you don't have to use, I don't know, whatever y'all use, a Google Docs or you use an Excel spreadsheet. That's completely fine. But this kind of offers another layer of organization, in my opinion, so we can go to this job and we can go to save it for later. And we can go to, let's just go to my jobs and then we'll do Florida finance jobs. Uh-oh, if I can spell right, and then we'll save it. And so the best thing about this is when you come over here and you go to my jobs, there it is. So if you want to save multiple jobs under the same thing, in my opinion, this is going to really eliminate everyone's like right uneasiness of, well, I forgot, did I apply to this one? Did I not apply? Did I update it? You can always come back here and see essentially where these jobs are that you saved. And so for this, um, another crucial thing is going to be find contacts. So at this company, as you can see, there are a bunch of people that you can essentially reach out to. So if you are anything like myself or Nina, and you are a true go-getter and you want to network for knowledge and you want to reach out, the best way to go about it, in my opinion, obviously, I want y'all to reach out to everybody and network for knowledge. But the very first thing I would do is look for other Tulane alumni. I think that y'all have something in common, right? Yeah, that's the common denominator. Roll wave, a one, a two, a hell of a hullabaloo. Y'all can do the dance together, however y'all want to do it. I don't really care, but just make sure you find some Tulane alumni. And at the end of the day, if there aren't any, oh boo, well there aren't any. So, but that still won't stop us. And I would highly recommend that don't let that stop you that there aren't any Tulane alumni working there. I would still recommend that y'all reach out. And so let's see Nancy here, right? So Nancy, pretty cool. This gives us her email address. Now, I don't know if y'all are familiar with all of these other resources, but this resource, this is where Career Shift stands out because it's going to give you an email address. And if you go on LinkedIn, you won't be able to find her personal email address. This is another way that y'all can go ahead and say, hey, Nancy, I see you are the county treasurer at the city of Live Oak. I just want to talk about, right, how you got to where you are. People love to talk about themselves. If you kind of frame it and shape it that way, should be good. And another thing, always check for the LinkedIn because sometimes it does that. So I would just highly recommend that when y'all use this, always check the LinkedIn. And then I would just take her name and go to LinkedIn and just type it in manually if it doesn't automatically pop up like that. Just another thing that y'all can do. And another thing is contacts. So I can go here and then I can save her contact for later. I can still put it in the jobs. And I can just say, I don't know, we can just do Florida Finance, and then her contact is going to be over here in the My Contacts here. And so my biggest piece of advice for y'all when you first log into Career Shift, please play around with it and become familiar with it because it can be very confusing if you only just try to search for jobs and say, okay, I found the jobs, it is what it is. Great. The next thing I want to do is let's search for some companies. Let's just we'll do healthcare and let's do HR and staffing. Don't know the company name. We'll search by area. I'm really liking Florida right now. I know a lot of crazy stuff happens in Florida, but you want to know what? I still believe in Florida. I've been there multiple times. I don't know if anybody's was from Florida on the call. No disrespect. I love y'all, roll wave and all the things. So let's just see kind of what pops up when you want to look for these companies. And there's Arch in Miami. It gives you the website. One of the more beneficial things is going to be company contacts. Now, like I said earlier, yes, you can look for jobs. I think that's only half of the battle when you talk about career shift. The research component is equally as important. And in my opinion, if you are trying to network for knowledge, if you are trying to find people and actually get phone numbers and things like that, this is a great way to do it. Vic, shout out to Vic. Don't know him, but he's the chairman for Arch Telecom. And another cool thing is that there's employment history here. Some people you'll click on, you'll see they have more extensive history. And he went to San Jose State. And then you see their education. And we can even go to company details here, and it tells you, right, the description, and it even gives you competitors. So if you are looking at one job and say, I know that you want to know what? I know that I don't know, I'm looking for something in finance or healthcare, and you can click on this and then you can find their competitors. And so you what began looking for one company has essentially expanded into a bunch of companies because if these are the company's competitors, you can just really go on their website and see what jobs they have available. You don't have to really limit yourself to only that one job at that one company. And this goes back to the career one stop. You can also use that to see the interchangeable job titles. And so if you're looking for a specific title, you can look for that specific title or specific titles really with the competitors here. So in my opinion, I really love this because there is a research component to it that, in my opinion, a lot of people would only look at this and say, I only want to have, right? I only want to look for jobs. That's it. I think that's great. You can use this, but I still think you're leaving a lot of money on the table in a sense of not really utilizing career shift for really what it is. And I really, really like this. Company jobs here, it'll tell you these are the jobs that are available. Again, we can always go to find contacts and just look for a Tulane alumni. Come on, Tulane. Big money, no whammy. Okay, we are 0 for 2, y'all. I apologize. No Tulane alumni there. But I still would recommend that y'all always check for Tulane alumni first. And in my experience, and I know Nina can also speak to it, when you're reaching out to somebody, if you're trying to network for knowledge and you are an alumni, right, the percentage of them replying to you is higher than if I would just reach out to Cindy. And I'm going to use you as an example because you're the first person I see. If you know, if I'm reaching out to Cindy and I'm like, hey, Cindy, I just want to know more. And you're like, well, I don't know who he is. He doesn't have any ties to my alma mater, right? He's not down with the wave. I may just keep scrolling, right? Everyone is different. People are busy. But if I have, fellow Tulane alumni in the subject line, and I know that you got me from, you got my contact information from CareerShift, that helps a lot. That's also a little bit of strategy. So I just don't want y'all to kind of fall into this process of, well, nobody's returning my emails and I'm trying and I'm trying. And yes, A for effort for sure, but you have to also have some kind of strategy because if not, you're just kind of going about it, right? Effort is great, but strategy and effort that makes you a little more well-rounded. So in my opinion, that's also good. So you can also go to your calendar. You can have new events on here. Right? If we're gonna say I'm gonna have a mock interview. I can put the day, let's say it's gonna be tomorrow at 2, and then ends at 3. I can put a description in here. It even gives me reminders, right? I can say if it's tomorrow, I want it to remind me today. So I would recommend like if it really depends on how organized you all really are. Like this, in my opinion, is the gift that keeps on giving. This is an all you can eat buffet. The only thing that's going to matter is how hungry you are, how many plates do you want, right? And then after you eat, how are you going to act? Are you going to be satisfied? Or are you going to say, okay, today I found 3 people to connect with and I applied for 4 jobs. And then for the next 4 weeks, you're like, ah. I'm finished, right? I've accomplished everything I needed. No, you have to pace yourself. That's something that I recommend that y'all do. And then you can submit this, and then it'll be on your calendar. See 2 p.m. mock interview. You can take it off if you want. In my opinion, I would highly recommend that if you are looking for jobs and you use this as a research tool, that you don't completely get rid of LinkedIn or Indeed or whatever other resource you're using. I think that CareerShift is going to be the missing piece of the puzzle to where you can say, okay, I can then cross-reference people on LinkedIn, or maybe I can find people on CareerShift that's not on LinkedIn, or vice versa. And then being able to look for companies, look for different jobs, finding different alumni, and being able to use this really as a research tool in combination with looking for jobs. I mean, you cooking, right? Like at this point, we don't need grease to cook because we air frying. Like, in my opinion, this is something that if you do it right, when you have access, play around with it in combination with other resources. This is essentially the last piece of the puzzle that you need. And no, they do not pay me to advertise this. I am just that good. I'm passionate. I love Career Shift. I think that if y'all use it and give it a chance, it's going to help a lot of people in this call right now. So that is all I had as far as walking through. I would love to answer some questions.
Thank you so much, Teal. That was awesome. We got one question in the chat that I answered, but I'm just going to read it out loud. How do
Okay.
alumni get listed as a contact? So CareerShift pulls people and contact information from like publicly available uh, websites like LinkedIn and company websites, and it
Mhm.
pulls it and puts it in one place so that you can access it. So all of that information is findable if you do the research, but this basically takes out that need to look for the company website, find the page that has somebody's work email, contacting them, deciding who. It just puts it all in one place so that it's all streamlined for you. So
Yeah.
it's all publicly available information, but it just makes it
All right.
accessible and easy to find so that you can kind of speed up your job search and be very efficient about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See,
Um,
you got it.
yeah, but I don't know if we have any other questions or anything, but um, this was wonderful, Teal. And I think this is also just, I put the link in the chat. I'm going to put it again, just
Perfect.
that if anybody has joined in the past few minutes that didn't see the chat, you can
Mhm.
access it. But you can sign up for CareerShift on our careers website, and then it'll take you to there, and you can use code Tulane alumni if you have, if you're an alumni and need to log in. And if you have any issues, you can email us at alumni. I'm going to put this in there so you can email to.
I'm gonna put my email in there too, just in case anybody wants to just kind of walk through it and just have a more personalized approach. I meet with alumni every day. I would definitely love to help walk y'all through whatever y'all need. And obviously, Nina is amazing. Thank you for really letting me walk through this and just wanting to be available and be a resource, because I know right now with the state of our economy, a lot of people are struggling. So please don't suffer in silence. Please don't ever feel like, I don't want to bother them. Like, no, this is our job. I absolutely love to help y'all, because every time I introduce Career Shift, it's always breaking news because a lot of people are just not familiar with it. And I love helping y'all in y'all job search process, in your career development process, to give y'all more resources so that way y'all can make sure y'all are on point. And when you get those opportunities, you're updated. And the last thing I will leave y'all with, um, Career Shift is amazing. I think that if you use it in the right way in combination with other resources, it can definitely help. Another thing is making sure that your resume is on point, everybody. I meet with a lot of alumni and I see a lot of resumes, some better than others. I've seen the best of the best resumes, I've seen the worst of the worst, and everything in between. Now in 2025, what is it, November 19th? If your resume is not applicant tracking friendly, it's going to be difficult for you to be able to have a human actually look at your resume to make it past the applicant tracking system. So if y'all want me to talk more about that, I'm always available. I'm ready and I'm willing. And Nina, thanks for having me.
Yeah, you got it. Teal, we got one question in here.
Yeah.
how soon would my account be activated? I just signed up. I don't know if you know. It should be, I think, activated pretty quickly, but I
It
don't
should be
know.
pretty quickly, yes.
Cool.
Yeah, you
Awesome.
don't have to wait too long.
Yeah. And we'll be, if you have any issues, you can email the emails that I put in
Mhm.
there, and reach out to us. We have another question. How can we reach you to discuss our resume? Thanks for offering the support. You can email us at alumni careers, um, I'm putting it in there again at tulane.edu, or you can
I put
email,
my email address in there,
yeah,
DDaniels
Teal
nine.
directly, and
Yep.
it's in there as well. But yeah, so think we should be good. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you so much, Teal. This was such a helpful walkthrough. And again, we're going to have another one of these sessions in the new
Mhm.
year,
Mhm.
with actually the creator of CareerShift. So keep
Yes.
your eye out for another kind of in-depth one of these to just refresh if people need refresh, or if you registered for this event and you could not attend and you're watching this on YouTube, there will be another one of these later that you can watch again and come to again. So thank you so much, everybody. And yeah, have a great day. Thanks, Teal.
No problem. Bye bye, y'all. Roll
Bye,
Wave.
everyone.